It's time for the son of Superman and the son of Batman to meet. I'm sure they're going to be the best of friends. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel text and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Now, this is the first official meeting of the children of Superman and Batman in Superman 10 and 11. Don't forget, if you like these characters and this story, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you let us know what you think about the comic down below. Now, things have been crazy for John. He discovered that he has some powers of his father and that he is now the new Superboy. But today is a normal day at school. He begins to walk outside of his school and he bumps into another girl walking in. He leans over apologizing and she smiles back, telling him her name is Maya. Kathy, John's neighbor and friend, asks Maya if she's a new student at their school, and Maya gets up walking away, telling her, "I'm nobody, just running an errand for my little brother. Later, John." She walks away and reports the situation in her headset. John and Kathy ride home on her bicycle, but as they begin to pass a spooky swamp, John tells her to go on ahead, because he thinks this spooky swamp requires an investigation for Superboy. He walks in realizing how cold it really is, and then he sees a spooky owl, followed by a spooky snake. Both scare him so much that he loses control of his heat vision and he burns up the ground. And then he sees a spooky moose. Suddenly he's picked up off the ground and a blast of energy hits the ground, putting out the fire. He looks up to see what grabbed him and sees a giant bat-like creature. But if you've seen our Robin Son of Batman videos, you'll know that this creature is actually Goliath, his pet. Riding on the back of Goliath is another of Robin's friends, Nobody, and she chastises him for blowing her cover. John begins to feel a sneeze going on, and he informs Nobody that he thinks he may be allergic to, but then he sneezes, and out comes frost breath. With Goliath partially frozen, John and Nobody begin to fall back down to the swamp, with her mask being blown off, revealing that it's actually Maya, and she's in shock. Really? Freeze breath? Goliath breaks free, grabbing the kids before they hit the ground, but everyone falls unconscious. When John wakes up, he finds a needle over his head and he hears Maya tell Robin to chill. Robin leans into the immobile John to inform him, "You're a threat to every living thing on and off this planet, from desecrating my father's moon cave, to torching the Hamilton's countryside, to slaughtering endangered hawks, and incinerating domestic felines." If you're curious about any of that, check out our previous 2 Superman videos. But at that moment, both boys hear a rather demanding voice, one of Batman. "Robin, the Justice League computer was hacked from this location. By who?" "Nobody, father." And Nobody cloaks herself. "Cloaking device don't fail me now." "Enough. Release Superboy now, before." But it's too late as the wall is cracked open and Superman flies in furious. "What have you done with my son?" "Superman, listen. I thought I told you people, John isn't a threat. He's just a boy." As Superman continues to tear through the base, John tries to call out to his dad. "Dad, But Superman's eyes glow red. "I need to have a word with your son, Wayne." Batman pulls out a kryptonite batarang. "Robin, get behind me." John runs over. "Dad, I'm okay, stop." But Superman and Batman get ready to fight it out. He can't hear his own son. "Somebody should teach that son of yours some manners. Somebody should teach yours control. How dare you presume?" And John sneezes on everyone, freezing the room over. Superman stops and apologizes to his son. He didn't know that he had learned a new power. And Robin begins to whine that Superboy ruined his computers. Batman turns to Superman, telling him, "I missed a lot of Damian's first steps as well. They were worse. Less ice, more blood, father." Superman sits down with his son, telling him, "We have a lot to go over. Like, for starters, who is the shy ghost in the corner?" Maya doesn't know what to do. You're not supposed to see me." Well, Batman begins to run some tests on Superboy to help Superman out, and once they finish, Alfred brings John a root beer. He then takes the boys, insisting Robin introduce John to his pets and show him the dinosaur in the cave. Batman informs Superman that through the analysis, he can tell that more powers are coming, so he advises keeping an eye on the boy. And Superman asks him, "Do you think our fathers had this many questions about us when we were growing up?" "Yes, all good fathers do." Meanwhile, with the boys, Batman introduces John to Alfred, his cat, and then he warns him not to incinerate the cat. Wouldn't want to make mommy cry again. So, John punches him in the stomach. The boys go back and forth battling against each other again, and the animals even get involved as Alfred the cat covers John's face. Damian eventually whips out his kryptonite batarang, and he prepares to stab John with it, until Batman flings another batarang at him, knocking it loose. Both boys look at their fathers and realize, they made them mad. It's time for boot camp. The boys get dropped into a mission without their costumes, because they need to earn them back. piece by piece. Climbing to the top of a snowy mountain, Damian gets his boots and vest back, while John gets his sneakers and jacket, but without the zipper. John asks if boot camp is over, but Damian informs him, no, because it's not boot camp to them, it's a game. And Maya jumps both of the boys. She informs them that if they can work together to get past her, they'll find their badges inside. She starts knocking them around, and Damian insists on fighting her alone. So John blasts his heat vision at the mountain, which causes an avalanche. Maya quickly swoops down on a rock, catching both of them, and all of them land in the forest down below. Damian walks over and sticks his boot on her back, opening up her backpack and taking out his Robin badge along with a map. He then leaps onto the train that the map told him to leap onto and ditches everyone. Maya gets up and smiles at John, handing him his zipper so that he can close his jacket, and he takes off trying to catch the train that Damian ditched them all for. Damian pulls the letter out further, and then he sees the words tag written on it. And that's when Goliath drops in, hitting Damian aside. The train car swings open and a motorcycle falls out onto the tracks as Goliath throws Damian off the train. Conveniently, John caught up to them and jumped into the sidecar just as Damian jumped on the bike and started to drive back to the train. John leaps out to get Goliath's attention by grabbing his ears. And then John and Goliath begin to spin out of control, so Damian crawls up the train until he finds a car with fish in it. And he directs Goliath into it so that he can lock him in the train, and then John can join him. But that's when they see the end of the train tracks coming up. Damian and John have no idea what to do, so Damian calls out for Goliath to save them, except now Goliath is a little busy eating fish. So John throws a fish out for Goliath to catch, just as Superman is swooping in to save the boys, just in case. Luckily, they didn't need him as they gained control of Goliath and they flew off into the sky. Batman radios Superman, telling him, John is pretty resourceful. Yes, but only on his own. We'll give them one more chance to work together. With them safely on Goliath's back, both boys sit down and wait for the ride back to Gotham. Damian says that he's kind of hungry, so John offers him half a granola bar, and Damian tells him that he'd rather starve than eat it. Then his stomach grumbles, so he accepts it and the boys go to bed. John asks him, do you think our fathers want us to become brothers in arms? Worse, friends. Do you think? Never. Yeah, right, never. As they get closer to Gotham, they find the last of their father's games, with a hurricane kicking up off the coast. Both the boys try to tell Goliath which way to go, which confuses him, and they get swept up into the winds and thrown down into a garbage barge. Superman hovers down, disappointed in the two of them, and he tells them that they can find their own ways back to the Batcave, where we'll be discussing what to do with your capes, since you didn't earn them back. But when they get back to the Batcave, they see a large mess, and various villains' DNA have been broken open, and what appears to be Clayface. Both boys get knocked back when they see their father's captured. Superman tells Bruce that this is risky, but Bruce looks at him and tells him, look, it's working. The boys get up, and they begin to repeat the same line. It is Alfred and our dads. It's up to us to stop it together. So together, they beat on it, blast it with heat vision, and work on a strategy that requires the two of them to be a team. As brothers in arms, members of a team, and as friends. Alfred then walks over and presents the boys with their capes, and announces to their fathers, they are the Super Sons. This was just pure fun. I mean, that's literally all you can say about it. It's one of my favorite stories so far in Superman, and it just makes me more excited for the official comic book Super Sons coming out in February. I think it's February, it keeps getting delayed. Anyway, if you liked this video and you want to see more Superman, which I'm pretty sure you do, please give this video a like, and I will see you guys on Twitter and Instagram at Comicstorian. Have a good one.